Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to, on the tip of the mandrel, and you can choose to make the butterfly directly on the mandrel, or you can choose to do it with bead release, and we'll attach the butterfly to the mandrels that we've got. What I'm doing here is just creating a small bead directly on the tip of the mandrel. And you need to be mindful now at this point of manipulating the end of the bead release too much in case the bead release breaks and pulls away. What I'm doing is I'm going to flatten that blob into a cylinder. So you'll see I've done the two edges and the top. And now I'm going to add just a slight little bit of extra glass to the ends and squeeze that into the body of the butterfly. This is a basic design with a single color, so at any stage if you want to have multiple colors or you want to put your own flavor on the design of the butterfly, please feel free to do so. This is just a guideline tutorial of what we've worked out for the project. Again, I'm just flattening it into a tube, and you can at this stage if you want to, again, be mindful of your mandrel. Just squeeze this into a long cylinder, which will create the body of the butterfly. Okay, so now to add the wings, we're going to add 4 large blobs of glass on either side and then use our pliers to manipulate them into wings. Okay, heat the body where the attachment is going to go so that your wing doesn't actually separate from the body of the butterfly. And just wind that off. Now I've found it's better to go to the opposite side of the bead so that you don't overheat one side too much. Give the other side some time to rest that you've just manipulated, and then that way your wings won't necessarily join up when you want to cut them. And again on the other side. I'm working with electric yellow here, so we're waiting for the color to strike. Now I'm building up the wings. This is where you can feel free to add multiple colors to the butterfly. Each dot that you add to the top of the wing can certainly be a completely different color. If you are using Creationist Messy, you do need to do some compatibility testing, particularly with the cranberry pink. It seems to have some issues with most colors except for clear. So definitely try a little bit of compatibility testing for that. So what I'm doing now is I'm just gently melding those blobs together, and I'm now going to focus the heat on a single wing and pinch it, creating that wing. I'm going to do the back wing of this butterfly. Keep that warm, because once they've been squeezed out and touched by the tools, they've obviously cooled down and are susceptible to thermal shock. If you use serrated long nose pliers, you get a nice texture and finish into the wing as well. So play with your tools, see which ones you prefer best, and squeeze those out. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to apply a little bit of heat to the back of the wing, and gently, remember you're working on the tip of a mandrel with bead release, so it must be warm enough to be pliable, and I'm just going to lift those wings up. And there we go, we have a butterfly. So by all means, please try your own style, try your own colors, and try your own techniques, but that's a basic technique to get you started with butterflies. We've got limited mandrels and we have limited glass. So if you could try your hand at this as a tester with your own glass and your own mandrels first, that would be great, especially if you're choosing to make the butterfly directly on the tip of the mandrel and not use any bead release. And there we go, we have a butterfly. We want this to be a work of art, so if you could avoid putting funny faces and animating the butterfly, ideally we want the butterflies to be something that's beautiful en masse, and adding features like smiley faces and things like that will detract from the collaborative. So if possible, try and avoid doing that. We want all of the artwork to be encapsulated in the wings and the dynamic flow of the butterfly, looking as if it's in flight. And that's the tutorial for the collaborative event. Thank you.